UFC Fight Night Vegas 14, Felder versus Dos Anjos takes place this weekend, and I know it is not the most stacked card in the world. In fact, it might not have been a card if Felder had not stepped in on short notice. However, there are still a lot of talented names on the card that you guys need to watch out for, so that's what I'm going to tell you in this video. These are my fighters to watch out for at UFC Fight Night Vegas 14, starting with my first fighter to watch out for on the card. Tony Gravely is a very dangerous man. He fights on the early prelims of this card, fighting in the bantamweight division, a very, very dangerous man, and that's not something you would usually say against a guy coming off of a loss. However, he looked really good against Brett Johns, who's only lost to the best guys in the division, including Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz. He looked really good against Brett Johns, even with a loss, took him to the third round, had some great scrambles and great grappling moments with Brett Johns in the fight, and before that, he was on a roll on the regional scene, won his fight on the Contender Series against Ray Rodriguez, who was 15-5 before that. Beat some guys 7-2, 9-4, 4-0, 8-0, 3-1, 5-1, 7-2. These are some good recorded guys that he's got under his belt so far in multiple different organizations. Fight Lab, Road to M1 USA, CFFC, PA Cage Fight, LFA as well. He's been in every single promotion. You name it, he's fought in that promotion. Cage Rage, Ring of Combat, Elite Warrior Challenge. He's been around the block. Okay? And I like Tony Gravely. He's a very dangerous man. He's beat a lot of good guys. I rewatched his Contender Series fight and he looks really good there. He lost position a couple of times, showed that he could deal with some adversity against Ray Rodriguez. But the Brett Johns fight is the one I'm really paying attention to. But however, I need to talk to you about this as well, because I know that he doesn't have the best record in the world. And that record is 19-6. But look at the guys that he's lost to in his career. I don't think I've seen a guy with a bunch of great opponents that he's lost to. There is usually an opponent that sneaks through that's not a very good one, and he has one of those opponents. Pat Sabatini was his name, and that was his second ever fight. He had a bit of an amateur career, lost his second ever fight by a rear naked choke, but since then, he's lost to Ricky Bandejas, Merab Dvalishvili, Manny Bermudez, who was 8-0 at the time, Patricky Mix, who was 6-0 at the time. Like, it's just, you got to pay attention to these losses. Patchy Mix is no slouch, okay? Patchy Mix is a monster right now. Everyone knows who Patchy Mix is. He's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous man. And I like the fact that Tony Gravely's got experience with this kind of competition so early in his career. That's why he's the first one on my list. But now let's get to some of the juicier ones on the main card. In fact, in the co-main event, showing you guys just maybe how unstacked this card is. Abdul Razak Alhassan, 35 years of age, post-rape. Not rape, sorry, he didn't rape. He was accused of it and he got out of it. So he didn't. It's time that we fucking start saying that. And I just made that mistake as well. Post-false rape accusation, well, we don't know yet. I don't even know if I want to include myself in this legal battle. Maybe I'll get shown on a fucking court screen. But still, Abdul Razak Alhassan came back after a long time of rape accusations, got back in there against Munir Lazzez, a dangerous, dangerous man, 9-1. Had a really good fight with him, by the way, but lost that fight. Everyone was talking about how great Munir Lazzez was. I was more talking about the fact that I know that Munir Lazzez is a great fighter, but how terrible Abdul Razak Alhassan looked in that fight. He looked fat. He looked a bit pudgy. I've never seen him in that kind of shape before. And I checked his Instagram. He is back in peak pre-rape accusation Abdul Razak Alhassan shape. It's a dangerous, dangerous guy whenever he's in that kind of shape. Beat Nico Price in the first round. Beat Sabaho Marci in the first round, who's now doing good things at Bellator. Just got a flying knee finish the other weekend. Beat Sabaho Marci again in the first round just for good measure. He's beaten good guys in his career. Obviously lost a fight to Omari Akhmedov by split decision. You know, that guy who's now a ranked middleweight. Yeah, that guy. Went to a split decision with him in the welterweight division, has had great fights in the UFC, and I think this one he's going to show up for in great shape, because I've seen his Instagram. He looks in completely different shape than he looked like when he was in his Munir Lazzez fight, and I think that Abdul Razak Alhassan, in his ripe old age of 35, is going to mount a little bit of a comeback and seek inspiration from the Glover Teixeiras of this world that are still doing the thing at 41 years of age and competing at the highest level. Now, is light heavyweight the welterweight division? No, but I do believe that Razak Alhassan will get the job done against Khaos Williams this weekend by a finish. However, the next person on my list, even though I'm not picking him to win, is in fact Carlin Williams, otherwise known as Khaos Williams. I think he should just change his birth name to Khaos, because I don't know, it seems weird. Can anyone just change their name? I feel like more fighters should start doing this because it's basically free promotion. His name is not Khaos Williams. His name's Carlin Williams. Like, it's not like he was born with a cool name of Khaos. First of all, if your parents are calling you Khaos as a kid, social services need to take a look at what drugs your parents are taking. But still, his name is Khaos. He changed that and he just basically adopted the name Khaos as his first name. I don't know why more fighters don't do that. I really don't. I feel like that's a great promotional tool. But still, Khaos Williams hasn't really beat anyone that good. But he beat Alex Moreno in his debut on short notice, and that can happen at this level in MMA when a guy goes out there switched on short notice, looking to make a good finish against a guy in Alex Moreno. They can do it. Khaos Williams went out there, got the finish in the first round, looked impressive at the same time as well. It was a great knockout with a brutal uppercut in the first round, finished him off, followed up by some follow-up shots. He looked dangerous, he really did. But then I look at some of the fights before then that aren't on short notice in the crazy moment, and Alex Moreno's very nervous that he might get KO'd by this young up-and-comer, and he's taking on a short notice replacement, and there's all this craziness going on. When he has had a full camp against people, he's taken them to a decision at times. I'm not going to judge Khaos Williams off of one performance against Alex Moreno. I'm going to look at his entire career, and when I do that, I see a decision win against Jeremy Holloway. Not KOing him in the first round. No. Okay, well, he KO'd Bo Yan, who was 8-10. Good KO. He KO'd Ladarius Jackson, or didn't KO him, finished him in the first round with a guillotine. He was 6-5. He beat Tony Hervey. He's a dangerous guy, don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why I'm not picking him against Abdul Razak Alhassan, and that's because I don't think he's been tested against good enough opponents. However, his amateur career speaks for itself. He's fought a bunch of great guys at amateurs. He's lost some fights at amateurs as well. He overall went 12-3 in amateur. Fought 7-1 guy, beat him. Fought a 9-2 guy, beat him. Fought a 5-2 guy, beat him. I feel like this is his big jump up. Alex Moreno was a jump up, don't get me wrong, but this one is the one to decide. This ain't no Abdul Razak Alhassan that's showing up against Munir. This is a real in-shape Abdul Razak Alhassan. And if he can go out there and put on a dominant performance against him, I'm on board. Because I know that he's a dangerous guy. I just haven't seen him take that jump up yet. And I know that Alex Moreno in some people's eyes is seen as a jump up. 17-5. It was a jump up and he got the job done. I need to see it again before I'm convinced against a guy like Alhassan. And then we'll talk about Khaos Williams. Dangerous on the feet. He's got a submission game as well. I'm looking forward to seeing if he can get past this guy. And I'm actually rooting for him to win against Abdul Razak Alhassan as well. Even though I'm just going to call him Abdul. ARA. I want to see him against ARA first. Even though I'm picking ARA, it's just because I have a ton of respect for him. But I want Khaos Williams to get the job done because he's 26 years of age. His name is Khaos. Everyone calls him Khaos, even though that's not his name. Everyone calls him Khaos. And Abdul Razak Alhassan is 35 years of age. Go away. You know what I mean? Just go away out of the welterweight division, Abdul Razak Alhassan, and make way for Khaos Williams, dangerous, quick starter with knockout power in his hands, 26 years of age. I'm rooting for him. I think Abdul Razak Alhassan's going to get it done, but watch out for this guy. We don't know much about him yet, but we are going to find out a lot if he goes out there and puts on a good performance against ARA. Moving on to another guy you got to watch out for, Brendan Allen, 24 years of age, young man in the middleweight division, running through the division so far against Kyle Dalkaus, beat him by unanimous decision. I said in that video in the prediction that if Kyle Dalkaus had a full camp, he might beat Brendan Allen, so Brendan Allen gets the job done against a dangerous contender that we all knew about, Tom Breeze, 11-1, KOs him in the first round with relative ease. Now, Tom Breeze was coming in there with some anxiety issues, but still, I predicted Brendan Allen to win by first round TKO. He went out there and finished Tom Breeze by first round TKO. Kevin Holland, that I know everyone's talking about maybe being in the running for Fighter of the Year 2020 if he wins against Jack Hermansson. Lest you guys forget, Brendan Allen did beat Kevin Holland, now I know as well. There's a little bit of a caveat because this is just Brendan Allen's style. He always gets into a little bit of a scrap. Other than his fight with Tom Breeze, he's always been in a little bit of a scrap in his fights, including the one against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland doing really well against him, but Brendan Allen stays in there, stays composed, gets the job done in the second round by rear naked choke, waits for his moment and pounces when he sees the opportunity. Great performance against Kevin Holland, and if he wins this one against Sean Strickland, definitely rebook the Ian Heinrich bout, or don't even rebook the Ian Heinrich bout and book him against someone higher up, because I think if he adds another good name to his resume and Sean Strickland, who now has a win and is coming off a win in the middleweight division, he might have earned a little bit of a jump higher than Ian Heinisch, because Ian Heinisch is number 15 or 14 in the division. I know that Brad Tavares and Antonio Carlos Jr. are having a fight coming up soon. Maybe Brendan Allen can take on the winner of that one, or they just rebook the Heinisch one. I just feel like if he wins this one, he's earned a little bit more of a jump up, but he's got a dangerous submission game. He's good on the feet as well. I just don't think that Sean Strickland's win against Jack Marshman... Listen, I'm Welsh. I'm part Welsh. You know what I mean? I have a grandparent who was born and raised in Wales. Like, it's in my blood. I should be rooting for him here. But Jack Marshman's shit. He is shit. And it doesn't tell me too much if you beat him. Okay? Because everyone does. Other than John Phillips. Another Welshman laying down my fucking ancestry. Honestly, man. Jesus. Hopefully Jack Shaw can make a run at things and redeem my ancestors. But still, Sean Strickland versus Brendan Allen. A great fight. If either of them win, I'll be happy with it, because Sean Strickland is an entertaining guy. I heard him talking to Jack Marshman the entire third round. Very marketable himself. But Brendan Allen, if he loses, he's only 24. He can bounce back. So maybe if Sean Strickland wins, it would be the best of both worlds. But I want Brendan Allen to win. I'm all in on Brendan Allen getting the job done against Sean Strickland. He got taken down by Kamaru Usman, did Sean Strickland, and dominated in that fight. I think if the small Usman at 170 can do it, the huge middleweight in Brendan Allen is going to be able to impose his will on you in the ground as well. I think Brendan Allen gets this done by rear naked choke in the first or second round by submission. Brendan Allen gets to finish against Sean Strickland, and I'm looking forward to seeing him perform. But those are my guys to watch out for on the card. Also, Kay Hansen. I need to mention her a little bit as well, because I forgot about her. Kay Hansen's on the card. There's a lot of people to look out for. I know she's 7-3, so on my first glance down the card, I didn't really look for a record of 7-3 to say you guys to watch out for someone, but this is in a women's division. 7-3 is like 20-2. You know what I mean? This is like Justin Gaethje entering the cage right now. But still, Kay Hansen beat Ian Frey in her last fight, who was 9-4. Liana Perosian was 7-3. Nicole Calieri is 4-1. And even in her losses to a girl who was 8-1 at the time by split decision, that fight could have gone either way, as the judges showed us with their decision by split decision. Magdalena Sormova has now gone on to be 10-2. A little bit older, but she's beat some good girls in the regional scene, 4-1, 10-3. I'm looking at the losses of Kay Hansen's career, and I'm trying to explain them. Erin Blanchfield was 2-0 at the time. Kay Hansen lost a majority decision. Erin Blanchfield is now 6-1. Beating good girls 3 in a row right now. 6-1, 6-1, 2-0. These are good people that Kay Hansen has lost to. I think that Kay Hansen's going to go out there and get it done against Corey McKenna, who's good on the ground and maybe should be someone else to watch out for on this card. But I just feel like she gets a little bit too lazy on top and leaves her arm in some dangerous positions that we saw on the Contender Series. I think that Kay Hansen is going to whip up the armbar and get the submission finish in the first 2 rounds. Those are my fighters to watch out for on this card. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click that button up there. And Toodle Pip. It's not the best card in the world, but there are always contenders to watch out for, and that's what I love about the UFC, you know? Sometimes it gets a little bit iffy with some people on the card, like why is Julian Marquez versus Saparbek Safarov on the main card? I have no idea. But they are from the Contender Series, so you know Dana White loves to just fucking give them every opportunity they get. Especially Julian Marquez, by the way. But still, good card. Looking forward to it. Click that button up there. Like and subscribe. Goodbye. See you later.